So we're trying to make Funny Farm, My Unexpected Life with 600 Rescue Animals into a movie. It wouldn't be called that. So we're in the middle of writing a screenplay, which I've
Mhm.
never done before. And my friend who inspired me to write the book has never done before.
That's Laurie Zaleski. She's talking about her home for 750 animals that she's rescued. She lives on 30 acres that she calls the Funny Farm.
My mother didn't have a dollar to spend to bring us to someplace. And I've had volunteers saying, Lori, we had 1,000 people here. If you charged $1, we'd have $1,000. And I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. We will get it somehow.
Mhm.
To leave it free. I need to pay it forward to other people.
I'm Louise Krikorian, and this is Shaping Our Story, the podcast where ordinary people share their extraordinary lives with passion, purpose, and perseverance. So, who or what keeps you inspired?
The animals keep me inspired because, as we said, if you're in a bad mood, it's always unconditional love for them. They are always, even if I yell at them, they come right back. And I'm like, aren't you mad at me? I just yelled at you. And they're like, nope. I'm right here, Mom. Here I am. I'm going to do
Yeah.
better this time. Like they love me no matter what. And it's inspiring. And then seeing all the volunteers here putting out all their time. And I'm like, I look around on a weekend when we have people here and it's a slew of orange shirts because they're all wearing orange shirts so everybody can identify, the volunteers. And every person comes up to me and said, you have a wonderful place. Thank you for what you do. And your volunteers are amazing. So I surround myself with wonderful people,
Mhm.
which keeps me elevated, which keeps me inspired.
Mhm.
And if I am feeling like down in the dumps, they're all lifting me up.
Mhm.
I had surgery not that long ago for my hip, and I
Mhm.
was like, what am I going to do? It was like Lori Ho. Like they just took care of everything. It was amazing. I mean, they
Mhm.
don't want to do it every single day, but they helped me. And
Mhm.
my sister came and helped me. She inspires me, but different. She inspires me, for family stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, I would
So
say the
what are you hoping to do next? So I was I when I was researching the Funny Farm, I came across a movie from 1988, and it's the Chevy Chase movie,
Mhm.
and Madeline Smith Osborne was in it. She's magnificent, and
Yeah.
it's called The Funny Farm.
Yep.
But do you have? I'm pretty sure your children's book, is a series.
Yes.
So do you have more books coming or a movie?
So we're trying to make Funny Farm, My Unexpected Life with 600 Rescue Animals into a movie. It wouldn't be called that. So we're in the middle of writing a screenplay, which I've
Mhm.
never done before. And my friend who inspired me to write the book has never done before. And she and I are kind of working on it ourselves right now. And then we might have to get a screenplay person to help us look at it eventually because it's very, very different than writing a book. You only have so many scenes and so many minutes. So that's exciting. And I have been thinking about it because not to giving away anything in the book, but my mother's life was hard, really hard. So this could be a really hard movie.
Mhm.
So, we've been kind of thinking about that and even titles. We had a meeting with Wanda Sykes, who was in Monster in Law. She owns Pusha Productions, and has been interested in it. She said, "Do you have a screenplay?" And I'm like, "No," you know. So that's why trying to get that together now. But the book took 3 years, and the screenplay is taking a little while as well.
Mhm.
So that's we're hoping that. And then some people are saying, "When you're writing your next book?" I'm like, "People, I have one life." But a lot has happened since the last
Mhm.
book ended,
Mhm.
but it would be a little bit different. I don't know
Mhm.
how that format would go. So we're going to continue the children's books and we're going to teach kindness because these kids are our future. Some places only let 16-year-olds and up. I'm like,
Mhm.
they're already developed. Let's get to the little ones. And when
Mhm.
they're taking care of these animals and it's teaching them kindness, and they're not playing on their video games. When you look around here, the kids are playing with animals, petting animals, grooming animals. Any kid comes, if they want to volunteer, I'm like, go look for eggs. It's like an Easter egg hunt all the time. We don't want to have any babies here. So, the kids are just, come back over and over. Like, we want to go to the funny farm. We want to go to the funny farm. So I definitely, it's a must see. We're top 10 places in all of New Jersey to visit and all of the places, not just farms. So
Mm-hmm.
come
I've
see.
noticed I've noticed that the kids love to run because that's
Mhm,
what kids love to do.
mhm.
So the animals are running and then the children are running and
Uh-huh.
nobody's panicking. It's
Yeah.
all, oh, okay, well, we're just at the farm.
We tell the kids don't run because then the dogs are going to run with them. And there's not 10 out because they're not all behaved,
Right,
but there's sometimes 7 or 8 out.
right,
And they're running with the kids, like, where are we going? What are we doing? And then they
right.
get involved. They want to play with the kids. And
Yeah,
then the emu will run with you, the big gigantic emu that looks like
I
kind of a
saw that
ostrich.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Connor the emu, he's loose and he will, if you have a bucket of food, he will eat right out of, he won't ask. He has no manners. Sometimes he doesn't ask permission. He just helps himself. Mhm.
What is your advice for someone starting their own journey?
Their own journey with animal rescue or just
Whatever it is, if they're
be
inspired to do animal rescue or they're
whatever.
inspired to
I say
work with plants,
be
anything.
true to yourself and do something that you love. I think if, they say if you love something, you don't have one day of work. Like I love my job at Artsy Graphics and I really do love it there, but I love being home here more with all the critters. I just have to pay a mortgage, so you have to have a job, right? Otherwise it would just be all fun. And no we have to have some play, but we have to have a little bit of work too. So
Hmm.
but be true to yourself and do something that you absolutely adore and love.
Hmm. What do you do consistently every day to help you pursue your passion?
I love and snuggle on the animals all the time. I mean, you think I can just walk right by them. I see them and I'm like, they're sleeping, but I have to get a hug and a kiss, and I have to play with them and see whoever I can see. There's a lot of animals to see here. I'll be honest, I don't walk around and see every single animal every single day. I rely on my volunteers to make sure they give love while I'm at work. And then usually at night, I'll take a walk around and just check on everybody, make sure everybody's tucked in and they have water and they look like they're good. And make sure nobody's sick or has a problem or, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So kind of
yeah.
keep a close tabs on them.
It sounds like heaven.
It is. It really is heaven on earth for animals. It is. When
Hmm.
people come here, they don't feel like, people go, I'm afraid to come. I might want to get something. When they come, they go, I can't offer them a better life than they have here. So you don't even try, they don't even try and take them home, which is not always a good thing. We adopt out a lot of cats from here, but they have a big, gigantic, beautiful cat house. And so they don't hate it. They're not in little tiny cages like you see at a shelter. So I think people, you don't come and feel like, oh, I feel sad. They leave feeling very inspired and happy.
Good.
Mhm,
So our listeners need to connect with you online.
mhm,
They need to find your book, The Funny Farm and My Unexpected Life with 600 Rescue
Animal.
Animals by Laurie Zaleski. And they need to connect with you on your website, which is funnyfarmrescue.org. Your
Mhm.
Facebook, you have a sort of a podcast on your Facebook because, some people would call it a podcast because it's a regular event.
Mhm. Yep. Every Sunday from 10 to 11, 11-ish. Sometimes the dog's at the end. Nothing is ever rehearsed. And all sorts of things can happen, and they do. Not always good. Sometimes I was on a podcast once and a bull almost tried to run me over. It's on there. And then the dogs go swim in the pool at the end in the warmer months. And we wind up staying on for half an hour longer because the people wind up loving it. We throw the balls in, they jump in and swim. So we have a critter camp that the kids get to swim with their dogs, and it's just the
Mm.
dogs. The dogs have the pool. It's their pool, not my pool. But it's a lot of fun, and we usually do it for at least 10 to 11. And like I said, sometimes it runs long. People jump on and off, and they watch it later. But we have quite a few viewers. Even if they're not
Good.
seeing stuff, they're watching.
And you have it Instagram and YouTube, and all of those are at Funny Farm Rescue.
Right, absolutely. There's other funny farms all over the country, but there's only one funny farm rescue and sanctuary like this. I can tell
Mhm.
you that, you know. So just make sure you say Mays Landing or say New Jersey at least. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, it has been such a pleasure to spend time with you, number one. I love your energy and the unconditional love that your animals give you. I think you share that as well.
Yes, I think that's why I'm a little crazy. I said a little crazy is good as long as it's good crazy, right? So say goodbye, Adele. I know. So
Bye, Adele.
thank you so much for having us. And if you want to see Miss Adele, she was on Kelly Clarkson. So you have to Google Funny Farm Kelly Clarkson, and you can see her on live TV.
So on the Kelly Clarkson show, you were just you were so happy. You can just tell. You were
Yeah,
just
I was a little bit of
bubbling.
it. You can say it, Louise. I was a little bit of an idiot at first, but I was so excited
Oh.
I didn't care. I
And
was so excited to be there.
yeah, and Kelly got to meet Adele,
Yes, she did. Adele didn't really, she wasn't so sure about anybody else, but she just wants to do her own thing all the time.
right?
Oh, I
And
can show one where little tiny, tiny baby. How about this real quick at the end? This is little Honey. So this is one of the 10 dogs. This one was left in a home in Philadelphia in a row home. The people were evicted and she was left there. I said, she can fit in your little pocket. And one of my friends was working there and called me and said, Lori, there's a dog. And I said, get out of here. And he's like, I'm telling you. So I said, call the landlord and tell me you're bringing her home. So, and she's just
honey.
a weenie. She's a Chihuahua and a wiener dog, a dachshund.
Mhm.
And she could have been adopted out probably 20 times, but she's in love with two of my other little dogs. And she is never alone. She is with somebody at all times because she is scared to death. She is attached to Matt, actually, because he is with her all the time.
Mm,
She loves me, but I think she does love him more, but that's okay.
yeah. And you don't want to separate animals.
No, well, so what happens is after they're together for a while, they have a bond. So when we adopt some of them out, I say, okay, you can take that horse, but you have to take that alpaca and two donkeys and a goat. They're all a
Mhm,
team, they're all together.
mhm,
So there's a lot of critters here, and really they are bonded. Even chickens, we have different flocks together, and I will not separate them. So if somebody wants to take the whole flock of that, then we may let
mhm.
them go. I'm very funny about roosters. We have 150 roosters. We rescued so many of them from cockfighting rings. And so I don't usually let them go because unless I know exactly who they are. And we have one more puppy. Looks like an Ewok from Star Wars. This boy was thrown out of his house 3 times. His name is Puppy. I think his real name was Poppy, but I heard Puppy. And when we picked him up, he sat in the front of the dashboard of the car. He wouldn't even come out. And now he is a little lover. He is naughty at times, but
Yes.
he's another one. This is Honey's boyfriend, one of. So he's a
Oh.
fan favorite because he's got this little ornery side and he will
Mhm.
bite men's boots because we think that he was abused and been kicked. But he's really good with little children, and like I said, a lot of people want these animals sometimes, but they're here with me, huh? So
He's adorable.
he
Does
is
he
a
look like a panda?
he. Somebody said to me, "Do you have what's that called? Uh, the things from Australia." God, uh,
Oh, a koala.
koala bear. Somebody said, "Do you have a koala bear?" And I'm like, "No." And then I realized they were speaking about him. He says, "I look a little bit like a koala bear or a raccoon." So he's part raccoon,
Mm,
part koala, and part Ewok from Star Wars.
right. He's
Wait, and
adorable.
let me see if I can get another one up here. Come here, Jack. All right, this one's a big one. Oh. So Jack
Oh,
is one of the mega esophagus dogs, and he is a Samoyed. So he's like a designer dog, and his issue is his mega esophagus. That means his esophagus is too large to squeeze the food to go down to his stomach. So if he doesn't eat sitting up like this in a chair, he starves to death. So he has to sit
mm,
up in what they call a Bailey chair and he has to eat about 5 times a day. He just had his dinner and it has to be liquid so it goes down by gravity. Isn't he a cutie? His name's Jack
he
Frost.
is.
He was 5 pounds when I got him, and he
Oh,
had already been to 3 other homes, and he was going to be euthanized because everybody thinks if you have megaesophagus, you should just kill them. And we say we always give everybody a chance, and we are the the forerunners, and we know a lot about mega esophagus. So we've had a bunch of dogs, and he's doing great. He's almost 3, and I have another one that's 5.5. So Chucky, the one that you were speaking of, he lived to be 5 years. The one that they made a movie about, and he was supposed to live 6 months. It was the worst case that the University of Penn had ever seen. So
Mm.
he's like a big teddy bear, but he could be naughty sometimes too. But yeah,
Mm. He's
they're all special. And I have some that are not nice, where they bite people. I'm like, you can come here. I don't have human children. It's okay. And they eventually, for the most part, all get along. I said we do fight like brothers and sisters sometimes, like we all do, right? But we're not killing each other. Nobody's hurting each other. Nobody's getting bloody. They just get into it sometimes. I'm like, knock it off. Like when you have children and you have to scream at them. That's what happens.
hmm Yeah,
Mhm.
but different species get along.
Yes, all of these different species. I mean, the birds loose, the chicken's on the floor, the animals are walking around. You want to grab me, Caesar? And I have one more to show you real quick if you have a second.
Yes.
Caesar is blind and deaf. It's really fun trying to get his attention. I have to jump, bang on the door. I mean, on the floor. So he has one eye, but he's missing this eye. It's completely
hmm
gone. And
hmm
he's a really old man, and he loves. I have a couple of volunteers that love him, but you can hear his little cough. He sometimes has a cough. I know, baby. So he's probably on borrowed time, but we're spending as much time and letting as many volunteers and visitors love on him, and he gets a lot of attention. So it's all good.
He's adorable. I'm so glad that he found you.
I am too. I really am too. Yeah.
hmm Yeah. Well, I can definitely envision a movie
Yeah.
from the book
Yes.
and
Yes.
more children's books to teach compassion, kindness, how we're different, but we're the same,
Mhm.
and to treat each other with unconditional love is it
And
just,
you also said how you never know what somebody's dealing with in their life. When I was growing up, I had a horrible home life, when I was really young, and I wasn't going to school talking to people about it. So can you imagine, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. We should give people a break. Even if somebody's being mean to me, I kind of go, I don't know what they're going through. So let me just keep being nice. And then I kind of usually win them over most times,
Mhm,
but you just never ever know. Like I said, my own friends were like, they read the book like when they're adults now, and they're like, why wouldn't you have told me that from elementary school? And I said, well, it's not something you're proud of and you want to talk about, that your
mhm,
mom got beat up last night or that we got beat up or whatever. You
mhm.
don't share all that. And
Yeah.
it's hard for each person if they're going through whatever they're going through. So
Mhm.
always be kind. You never know.
You don't.
Mhm.
Yeah. And stand up for yourself, but in a way where you're not bullying someone
Right.
else.
You do it kindly, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was great to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
So that's our final part of our 3-part series with Laurie Zaleski of the Funny Farm Rescue in Mays Landing, New Jersey. To hear parts 1 and 2, visit Shaping Our Story podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. This is Shaping Our Story. A special thanks to our guest, Laurie Zaleski, who lives what she loves. She shaped her story, creating days with purpose, rescuing animals, and inspiring us to live our dream. Laurie turned her passion into action. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts and ideas. Who inspires you? Who do you know that's changed your community or shaped how you see things differently? Who would you like to know more about? I really appreciate your input and ideas. I'm Louise Krikorian, and together I think we are shaping our story, an inspirational how-to podcast focusing on people who are living their dream. Follow us on Facebook at Shaping Our Story.